This is a 20-year-old Toyota MR2 Spider, and it is not your average old Toyota, as the current owner of this car has been stupid enough to have spent over $20,000 on it. I mean, seriously, who in their right mind would be stupid enough to have spent $20,000 on a third-generation MR2? Hey, I can't believe it either, man. So what exactly does $20,000 get you in terms of a Toyota MR2? Well, in today's video, we're going to go over the extensive modifications I did with my car to get to that number, including the legendary Toyota engine I swapped in that raises the red line of the car by almost 3,000 RPMs. In the year 2000 for the US, Toyota released their follow-up to the fan favorite SW20 MR2 and MR2 Turbo. To the surprise of these fans, the car they got looked like this. Hooray! Now, pretty much the whole entire idea of the third-gen MR2 didn't really make sense. While yes, it is still a mid-engine rear-wheel drive two-seater, that's really where most of the similarities end between them. You see, the first-generation MR2 was known for its boxy looks, removable target tops, and snap oversteer that would try to kill you. The second generation MR2 was known for its highly tunable turbocharged engine, needing to pull that engine out of the car to do a timing belt, and snap oversteer that will try to kill you. The third gen MR2 was known for randomly becoming a convertible and having the same engine as a Corolla, being 100 horsepower down on the last generation. Now, this wasn't even the worst part about the engine. Now you see, the engine the MR2 came with stock is called the 1ZZ FED, and while it meant you were able to get 40 miles per gallon in your MR2 Spider, which is not incredibly surprising, considering it makes 138 horsepower, the 1ZZ was plagued with oil consumption issues. From the factory, the MR2 came with a honeycomb material packed into its header pipe. This ceramic is called the pre-cat, and it was used to essentially make the vehicle pollute less on cold starts and become a low-emissions vehicle. As the 1ZZ would burn oil, however, that oil would make its way into the exhaust. As the oil coated the honeycomb material, it would break down and find its way back into the engine, only worsening the oil consumption. I, however, was okay because I asked the previous owner about oil consumption before I bought the car, to which he told me he has never noticed the vehicle burn a drop. Oh hey, is that my alarm? You know what, actually? I think I'll check my oil today. Let's take a look at that. Again? After adding about 2 full quarts of oil in my first 2,000 miles of ownership, I decided to take my friend Nick out for the first time in this car. Now, I can't lie to you. When I was with Nick, I pulled up to a stoplight and I absolutely went the speed limit. Went the speed limit. When I straightened the car out, it actually had decided to reward me with a new sound I hadn't heard before. That sound sounded something like this. That's right, taking a sustained left turn like I did at the speed limit, of course, had starved one side of the engine of oil, and I had spun a rod bearing less than 2 months into ownership of the car. This left me with just 3 options realistically. Option 1, just cut my losses where I was and sell the car. Option 2 was just to get the 1ZZ rebuilt. This option, however, has shown to be quite hit or miss. A quick look through some forum posts shows that in many cases, people who have had their engines fully rebuilt, even at proper machine shops, have had oil consumption issues come back within a matter of as little as 10,000 miles or less. Seeing as we're here today, I think it's pretty obvious that I went with option 3, swap the engine. Now, even after choosing to swap the engine in this car, you actually have a couple choices from there. Option 1 is to just pull the old 1ZZ out and throw a used 1ZZ back in. This is by far the most cost-effective and easiest solution to getting your MR2 back on the road. You see, the issue with doing that though is that you cannot confirm the condition of this engine and how much oil it is burning. Even if in theory it was not burning any oil, you at the end of the day are still making 138 horsepower. Now there's actually quite a few different engines that have had kits made for them to be swapped into this car in the last few years. This opens up the possibility to swap in engines such as a K-Series, an Audi 1.8 turbo, or even a Toyota 2GR V6. All of these options, however, present one massive issue. Yep, definitely want to get the engine mounts. I'll need those. The PPE header, yeah, I'll definitely need that one too for this. Ooh, definitely need to get the test pipe. I mean, I've always said to everyone, who's not hype when a Civic comes past your house at 2 a.m.? All right, I think it's time we head to the car and just... Now, I don't know about all of you, but I bought a Toyota for a reason. For years now, this has pretty much been the go-to solution to get your MR2's blown engine replaced. This is the legendary Toyota 2ZZ GE. This engine came from the factory in some serious performance cars, such as the Lotus Elise and the Lotus Exige. And the Toyota Will VI. The reason this engine is so loved in the MR2 community is that it not only solves all the oil consumption issues of the 1ZZ, it also gives you a 50 horsepower increase over it, while by far being the cheapest and most straightforward non-1ZZ swap. The thing that makes the 2ZZ so special is its high lift camshaft lobe. To put it simply, over 6,000 RPMs, this high lift lobe activates and gives you essentially that whole 50 horsepower boost over the 1ZZ all at once. And on top of that, you get one of the craziest induction noises you have ever heard. Now, I'm sure you guys are just as tired of hearing me yap about this car as I am talking about it. So let's go get it out on the road and see why the MR2 is so great. $20,000 on a third gen. So what does it actually feel like to live with an MR2 Spider with a 2ZZ swap? And I dailied this car for a while, so I can give you a real answer. Honestly, pretty close to stock. I mean, I know it's not running a standard MR2 ECU, but I am still running a Toyota Celica OEM ECU, so it's idling pretty much like you'd expect a stock Celica to. I mean, I'm sitting at 1,200 RPMs. I'm not up to op temp. When it is at op temp, it idles a bit under 1,000, but I'm sitting here, no crazy rattles or vibrations. I mean, if I didn't tell you that we're running right now, you probably couldn't even tell, which is pretty crazy considering that we're in a tin can death trap right now. Now, I've got a lightweight flywheel in my car, so it's a little bit rougher than it would be with just a standard stock clutch and stock flywheel, but even then, really easy to drive. Even with a 2ZZ swap, it really... Now, I can't lie to you. This car feels pretty much like home to me, considering I've owned it for a couple of years now, and I've dailied it for a while, but I'd be lying if I said it wasn't pretty cramped in here. I mean, if I reach over right now while I'm moving, I'm touching the other door right now. So, not necessarily a Suburban. I'm picking up so many rocks right now. I don't know if you can hear this through my mic, but... Oh, get me off this road, it sucks. I'm gonna roll my windows up for a second right now just to prove this point, but one of the most important things to me right now, I'm gonna keep it at about a cruising RPM that you would be at on the highway. We're at about 2,800, 3,000 RPM right now. And I don't know if you noticed that there's something not present. Drone. It's really for having a modified exhaust, and this has an HKS muffler as well as a MagnaFlow high flow cat. It's really pretty tame. Now, I know that visibility is a pretty big topic of discussion when we're talking about sports cars, so I think we probably should talk about it in this car. So late last year, I had something called a central retinal vein occlusion. It basically meant that I pretty much almost lost my left eye and was blind for about good 2 weeks to a month. Now, I would compare the visibility in this car with the top up to about that. Oh, let's have a talk about. Let's have a talk about my suspension setup I'm running. So as far as suspension goes, I'm running white line sway bars front and rear, incredible. It makes the car so flat in the corners. And I'm also running a set of BC Racing Extreme low coilovers. Now, I know that might not translate to something for some of you guys, so I'm going to try and put it into words what the suspension feels like in this car. I'd say it's somewhere between stiff and feeling like you're getting fucked up the ass by Johnny Sins. Not exactly something that many people would consider very pleasant, but in this case, exactly what I was looking for. Let's talk about the brakes. So currently I'm running a set of R1 Concepts drilled and slotted rotors and EBC yellow stuff pads. This means that basically when I touch the brake pedal with more than 50% throttle pressure, I basically need to schedule an appointment with my chiropractor to get my back realigned. For the sake of the video, it'll look something like this. Yep, they work. I mean, just like right now, I'm sitting at a stoplight at idle. We're idling at 800 RPM. This is a swapped motor and it is this tame. It's just so easy to drive. It's so fun. I can't think of any way I'd rather spend my money, because for this money, you're still very much so below the price point of a Lotus Elise or a Lotus Exige, which would come with the 2ZZ from the factory. Now, when you consider that you're getting, we'll say I'll be generous and say 70% of the way to a Lotus. Obviously, you're not getting the crazy interior, the crazy looks, but you're still getting a mid-engine rear-wheel drive convertible with a 2ZZ and a 6-speed with an LSD. For the money that it costs to do this swap and how simple it is, it's kind of a no-brainer. I mean, I'm looking at the cheapest plastics. I'm looking at a Toyota badge. I'm looking at a Toyota dashboard. It's like, you're not getting the special experience that you'd get from a Lotus, but you're getting all of the performance you would get from it at less than half of the price. Now, handling is by far the strong suit of this car because it's so perfectly balanced that you turn the steering wheel and the car will go there, which is kind of crazy to consider when you think about the fact that the first and second gen MR2s are basically seeming like their sole goal is to kill you. This car, you really would have to be pushing it to get to that point. As far as what I'm running on my car to get grip, I've got a set of Yokohama Advance sticky ass tires on a set of TE37s.
Hey, those aren't TE37s, those are Evans. Hey everyone, this guy's running rep wheels.
And that means that you can just absolutely throw this thing into turns, and it just has so much grip. It is ridiculous. I mean, I can take these turns at so much higher of a rate of speed than you can in a standard car that it almost is just obscene. It's just got so much grip. I mean, overall though, I gotta be honest, this thing is fantastic. I can't think of a way I would have rather spent my money. I mean, I could have got a house, I could have got an apartment, I could have worked on getting a girlfriend. Now, there's been several points in my ownership of this car that I've thought, all right, maybe I'll sell it and get something else. But every time I think that, I think about what would I get. And sure, there's cars that I'd like, say an S15, a Silvia, or a Supra 3rd gen. But all of those cars, if I want really good examples, I'm going to be selling this and putting money on top of it. And when I think about what kind of itches those cars would scratch, none of them really seem to tick all of the boxes that this car does, so I always end up keeping it. All right, before we wrap this video up, let's do it one more time. We gotta. It's kind of crazy, guys. We just crossed into Mexico. Now, while this is a Toyota, it's not all smiles, as there is some issues with it. I think it's important that we remember that this swap was done by a reputable shop. What was the name of that shop again? It was me. I did it. So tune in next time as we pour more money into my poor financial decisions and fix some issues like, guys, that it's got a really small exhaust leak. It's really minor. And there's just some other small stuff like, guys, it's leaking from the transmission, but it's pretty small. It's a pretty insignificant. Holy shit, that's a lot of gear oil. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. I swear to God, I'm gonna sell this thing and buy a BMW like everyone else does.